old bike tire. It was on the back of their bike, and it was parked right here. It was somebody that was in here, I thought. And yesterday I noticed somebody in the park had what appeared to be the exact same bike, and I was wondering if it was stolen. But it was a homemade or custom made bike rack on the back. So yeah,
Oh,
I don't know who that was.
Thanks for looking out for us.
Thanks.
We good? 4:34, calling to order the Bicycle Advisory Committee meeting Wednesday, July 16th, 2026. Called to order and roll call. Daniel Krim here, Jen Hanks.
Here.
Kevin Hayes.
Here.
Mark Spinty.
Here.
Excellent. Allison Sharp. Samantha Meyer.
I'm here.
Val Pyatt. And Carlton. Wanna get on? Sure. Steph, myself, Dee.
Geneva and Paul.
Welcome online, people. Public comment.
Hi, everyone. So I'll wait for others to respond, but I have a public comment that I was given to by somebody that I told them I'd bring up. So,
I like it.
I have one too from somebody.
great.
Any public comments that are not to be read by a member? Non-read public comments directly from the public. Anybody? Kevin, why don't you go ahead with yours?
Okay, great. So, and if that's okay, I kind of did a quick presentation to make life easier so you guys could see, so we can talk about what the thing was. So, let me know when you guys can see my screen.
You can see it.
Yes.
Okay, great. So this is a public comment about the intersection of Butler and Lone Tree. One of the bike shop owners, if anyone knows Elson Miles, and I don't know if I spelled his name correctly, he came and saw me and we had a long conversation about this intersection at the corner of Butler and Lone Tree. As you all know, as he showed in this intersection, when you have your bike lane going on Butler, the bike lane goes away and you're going into the side of the street. You have to go onto the sidewalk to cross the street at Lone Tree. What he brought to our attention, my attention, which was pretty interesting, is that when you're crossing over, you're now on the sidewalk. To go straight, you have to go through all these lights. It kind of interferes your ability for cars to see you when they're turning right. So if you're with a car and a car sees you on the road, when you veer in, that car thinks you're turning right and not going straight. And so those cars are going to turn right, causing a little bit of a distraction or an issue for cars. So as we talked about it, his response, and I kind of agree, is I think we could probably solve that problem where this intersection is by simply putting some sharrows on that one road that would allow people to take that road during the intersection if they wanted to, but also just putting a dotted line at that end here. So that was his suggestion, was we need to put a sharrow from there to where it ends here. This is the other side of Butler. So it would be kind of just painted in between this intersection here, was his thought and suggestion. As well, he talked about the lights, and I kind of said it as well too. Extra care kind of needs to be taken on this traffic signal. I think we need to make sure that we are doing rest and walk on Butler, which is the primary street. If we do, it will help improve the experience. Bikers don't have to stop and find the buttons to press. It improves the pedestrian and bike experience. And as well, my personal opinion, I added in here, it teaches drivers that they need to watch for pedestrians. I think that these the light pressings where it's all don't walk when the light turns green has taught our town to not watch for pedestrians when it turns. So I think having those lights in there more offers that ability to allow pedestrians to do that. So as well, in that intersection, I think even before the traffic lights are installed, It should be evaluated using the city's traffic control program when they do, erring towards the side of allowing the most walk signals on those traffic lights with minimal impact to vehicular traffic. Like, for example, when it's busy during the 2 to 6 window weekdays, those lights will run full cycles. So they should have the crosswalks on. So anyway, that was the public comment for there. And I'm open to any questions if you have any on what I just said. That was a lot at that end there, but
I've actually also gotten a comment on this intersection, which was pretty much substantively the same, that the person didn't like being forced into the crosswalk.
Yeah.
By being pushed onto the sidewalk. I know that whole corridor is going to change with the Butler Avenue Complete Streets is grant. So it'll look quite different, but this person, their objection was that they don't like any infrastructure where cyclists are put in the crosswalk because the legal rights of cyclists in crosswalks are actually lesser than if you're in the road.
Gotcha.
That was what they said. I haven't checked ARS, but that cyclists in the crosswalk, theoretically, you're supposed to dismount your bike and walk it through the crosswalk, or that ARS suggests you should. But either way, they wanted an option to go through in a vehicular style as in addition to the crosswalk, which I feel like we did talk.
We talked about this last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I've
Cool.
also gotten that unsolicited feedback on this intersection.
And they have that right. I think it'd be a little bit. Can you go back to the photos of the?
Sure
of the
can.
intersection? I think it'd be a little bit more clear that they could take the right to take the lane if it was.
That's why I thought of Sharrow, those little like,
Cheryl, and even go to the, yeah.
Like
It's a-
that's what
it's a
this-
so-
sorry,
It's a
got it.
solid white line and should probably be a dashed line.
it should be a dashed line going
Bicycle
here.
knows that they can then take the lane.
Yeah,
the
a
car
dashed
knows that
line
they may
here. And then the
take that
Sharrow
lane.
sign going here, right? Can you guys see my mouse? Yeah. Yeah, that would kind of solve it, I think, right? It would give them that ability, and the vehicles would understand that if I want to take the road, I'm allowed to take the road at that intersection.
Yeah. You're allowed to take it, and I think the only thing that ASRS says about taking the lane is you have to stay as far right as.
Yeah, correct. So,
Yeah, I think some kind of, it definitely shouldn't be like a solid white line there.
Yeah.
Should be clear that the bicycle has the right to move into the lane.
And Carlton, correct me if I'm wrong, but eventually like that whole lane will be elevated to the height of the sidewalk, right? So you'd be essentially on a path
Yeah,
and then go through the intersection.
like how it looks just past the ramp.
Yeah.
That would be the cross section. All the way, the whole way, plus adding a stripe that delineates the bike space and the pedestrian space.
In which case, I think for future, there's still probably conflict at the intersection, just because if I think about like taking the Route 66 FUTs, there's almost always when you have to use a pedestrian crosswalk or you're at an intersection and you're in a crosswalk, like I'm thinking of Route 66 in Ponderosa, and there's turning traffic, there's conflict, and they, to whoever said it, are not looking.
yeah,
like- Can't remember if there were other treatments that were going in over here. But that is, I mean, experientially, that does happen if you're
Yep.
elevated pathway, which I still am pro, to be clear. But the intersections, the crossings are always a challenge.
Right, and like, as a cyclist, I always find it frustrating when cars can go straight through and I'm forced to stop and hit a button. wait.
exactly.
Just inconvenient, and
Yeah.
we're trying to get people out riding their bikes. To get places, like it has to be, I think, even more convenient than for the cars.
Well, and again, I that's what I was kind of trying to say, that when they build this intersection and they worry about these lights, they have a program that they run. They can simulate a 24-hour schedule with those lights running, and then look at traffic patterns when they do that. And so when they do that, when they install these lights, I would like them to defer towards the most crosswalk green lights we can get. I mean, again, I talk about rest in walk, right? If we think of Butler and Lone Tree, Butler is going to be the primary street, right? And Lone Tree is the secondary. So in the evenings when Butler is set on rest, it will be green there. And so when that's happening, those crosswalks should be green, right? That's what, rest and walk is asking for. But during the hours of 2 to 6, those crosswalks are going to be running their full cycle, right? Let's say it's a minute and 10 seconds, right, on each intersection, because the traffic will be backed up in those areas. And so it's almost like the 1970s traffic lights that are timed only. So when those are timed, we can make those crosswalks turn on their own and count down on their own and not impact vehicular traffic at all. Does that make sense? And so my encouragement to this committee to tell the, the traffic engineers is that it should, we should err towards doing that first, right? So. Sorry, you got me on a soapbox there.
No, it's good stuff. That's a lively start to the meeting.
So the other thing I just kind of noticed that's kind of nerve wracking here is that for cars coming this way to turn on Butler, they're going to go right on red and they're going to be right in the intersection waiting for traffic. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
The stop is out here, but they're going to crawl forward to try to right on red and block any intersection for people wanting to go. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. I'll shut up now. Thank you,
No,
guys.
Tell Allison we said hi.
Am I up? I
Will do for sure. Sorry about that. Will
I
do.
don't have a presentation. I have a text message.
Pull up your PowerPoint.
And it's not, it really doesn't affect City of Flagstaff, but I just kind of want it on the record. I had a friend text me, hi, I would love to contact someone about getting some bike signage on Snowball Road. She's getting sick of people driving way too fast and too close. And who can be contacted about that? And on this particular day, like a car drove by so fast and so close that she actually like went off the road.
Yeah.
I guess it's a question. I looked it up. It looks like Snowball is managed by both it's a US Forest Service road and ADOT, like both manage it. So, or was it ADOT? I think it was ADOT. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how much ADOT, I don't.
Oh, wait, no, I'm looking at
Sure.
this that I copy and pasted. US Forest Service in coordination with Arizona Snowball Resort. Does
Yes,
that not make more sense?
that
Okay.
makes more sense to me. Snowball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you would contact Snowball.
Okay,
And there's some very reasonable people that work there.
cool.
Yeah.
We'll do it and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. What was that?
Was that said in sarcasm when you were like, there's reasonable people that work there?
No, there are.
There really are? Oh, I didn't know that.
That's it. Just wanted it on the record.
My other side, if they kick if they kick whoever to the county, Nate Reisner would be a contact,
Okay.
but I would start with Snowball. It is their road. I don't know what county involvement they have.
Thank you.
Do we have minutes? To approve? I did not see minutes.
Said minutes
miss
would
it?
be approved in September when I read it.
Okay, yes. Approval of minutes is postponed. Perfect. But I didn't miss anything. We're going straight into the discussion items.
Sure. Yeah, nothing to vote on. It's type for action items. That's with this format. Discussion still means it's meaty though. Right, yeah, I'll jump in. Safe routes to school, the infrastructure side of things. Have Geneva listening in online. She's with us at the city, been real involved with this project as well. And then Mike Rosas is also online. He's listening in from Nelson Nygaard. He's been involved with this design as well. Welcome, Mike.
Hey, everyone.
I'm gonna switch screens if that works for everyone else. Two areas that have gotten to illustrative concept design enough to try to start making some comments on. This one, we'll start with Isabel in front of Coconino High School. North is to the left. Let's walk through the big picture idea here is a two-way bikeway within the pavement section. Eventually, it could get up at curb level and then maybe shifted back with a little more parkway. But this one is showing it with a lot less infrastructure up front. And I can kind of scroll from north to south here. You come in off the foots, it goes up over the mesa. And then you get into this two-way bikeway. Crosses the buffer. The reddish buffer here would be in paint. We'd like to evaluate other vertical stuff, but it always creates issues, so we'll see. It's not off the table. And so parking will still be here, a 3-foot buffer, and then the two-way bikeway up against the existing curb. Come in and out. Stay on that facility first, and we can get back to these intersections. Same idea on this block. And then south of Felice, once we're kind of past the high school, it would go to more of a shared space with with sharrows and shrinking the roads. This one would have more curb work.
Zoom in a little. Just sort of disappears.
The bikeway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Take the whole road.
It shoots into the middle. Yep. So this is more or less our local residential cross section. If you're in any of the newer-ish neighborhoods,
What's
this
the
is what
green?
it'll feel like. Parkway area.
It's confusing. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, not the bike lane.
Take me a minute.
So is that one way or two way for cars?
It's two-way.
This is two-way now,
Okay.
yeah. Two-way sharing 16 or 17 feet depending on how tight the cars are parked. Our cross section calls it out as 17. But so you'll see that around town already. It's pretty tight. Sometimes if it's really crowded with parked cars, it becomes a queuing street unless they're both real small cars. So one car will pull in at the driveway or something and they'll take turns.
Right.
We're trying to get this to be a slower street. Let bikes take the lane. Add some parkway. Street trees along a lot of it even. Can get a wider parkway than is shown here. That's some of the comments we've had so far with others.
So is this narrowing the street at all? From what it currently, how?
Yeah.
Is it the parkway that's narrowing it or is it? That's it? So you're taking away 6 feet of parkway? Is that what I'm seeing?
Where does it end up? I think it's like the center where the cars are. I wanna say is 22-ish feet now, and that would go to 17.
Because of the parkway. Because it's. the
Most
grade.
of the,
Yeah,
most of that space is going to the parkway, yeah.
Okay.
And we could make more parkway too. It doesn't have, we don't have to hold that. If you see here, there's a hill here, so it's not the best example, but up here, we have more right of way. So we don't have to hold the same back of sidewalk line. It's
you could make a bigger sidewalk.
Yeah, yeah, or a bigger parkway or both. That's south of there. All right, and kind of the more complicated piece coming in here. So coming in on Dorca would be one way towards the school. Coming out on Felice is just the one way out of the school. Always stop here.
Zoom in again.
Yes.
So if you're coming in on Dortha and you wanted to get to the foots, like let's say you're coming from the neighborhood to get to the foots, where would you go in this design? How would you get to the right bike lane?
If you're coming down like
Yes.
this, yeah, so we veer onto this bulb out, cross here into the two-way. Cruise up the two-way bikeway and around to the foots.
And Dorotha's one way, and then that other road is
Mhm.
one way, okay.
Police,
Is it currently that way, or is that, would that be new? Okay.
That way. It's pretty hard to turn out on Felice if you're turning left on a bike. It's just, huh?
On the west,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, because this used to be my neighborhood, so I rode this a lot. And that's fairly challenging. It looks like it's outside of your area, but that's a hard thing to do on a bike. You're trying to turn left
Onto west,
onto west, yeah, right. Yeah, so let's say, for example,
because there's
Going
no, like,
from-
everyone's, yeah.
like Hal Jensen and trying to get to the Safeway, let's say. Um,
Not always easy in a car.
no, but it's pretty hard on a bike because you have to pull very far forward to be able to see.
Yeah.
And there's two-way traffic.
With no traffic control there.
Yeah. There's not a ton of traffic on Felice usually. So that helps, but west can be busier.
How do,
Hard.
during the school year, how do people leave the school? Do they, say that again?
On fleet.
Unbelievable. Okay, so
Yeah.
I wrote this yesterday and I think I just happened to get there in the morning when maybe like a practice was out. So there were, and I didn't know if it was different in the summer, but like all the kids were like pulling right onto Isabel and then shooting really quick left onto Felice, I guess it was. Yeah.
Yeah, again, having been over here, I feel like the major issues on this street for a cyclist are when drop off or kids are leaving school. Like the traffic gets really. The rest of the time, that street's pretty easy to bike on as a Sharrow as it is now. It's like not very difficult in my experience. Unless you hit it when people are getting to or leaving school.
this area is off of any shown improvements on this exhibit, but it's not out of our study area, so we can talk about. We're mostly trying to do spot improvement, so this is, yeah, that would be a spot improvement outside of a couple of main corridors.
Bertha, can you remind me, there's some there's a crossing somewhere on West, it's button activated or, yeah, to the. Is there any way that you could activate those lights as a cyclist trying to go through it? Because otherwise you would just have to wait, having also done this, like you have to wait a there's no way for you to trigger that crosswalk to let people know that you want to cross if you're on a bike unless you go to the wrong side of this street.
We need an app for that.
Yeah, so that you can be like, let me through. Cause if you're there, people are trying to turn around you.
Right, that's what you're talking.
Yes, that's
Trying
what
to
I'm
go
talking about.
through,
Yeah, you can't, there's no way for you to trigger from your position where you are, there's no way for you to trigger that crosswalk and cross. So you either have to wait a reasonably long time sometimes for a break in traffic. Or you would have to do something where then you would be like zigzagging in a confusing way for drivers and other road users. It also is Dortha one way or is it Dortha two-way after west?
It's back to two-way.
Yeah, so that's that's a very challenging crossing. I mean, again, when there's not high traffic, pretty easy, but when there is high traffic, that's kind of, it's sticky.
So I have a question about that path. So would it, if you're improving that lane on Coconino High School and you want to get to Safeway, wouldn't it be better to go all the way almost towards Cedar? Like, can't you just go that away? Yeah, that away to Safeway? I guess you still have to deal with West Street either way, huh?
You gotta, yeah, cross two
Yeah, and then
ways.
then you're crossing two ways. I mean, you could, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the connection to the urban trail is definitely better than now, which is basically you go into the roundabout,
Yeah,
like get up on the sidewalk. So that's definitely better. But
right. That's the perfect example for us to do those, the diagonal, pedestrian crossing right there, right? Just kidding.
what's it called when you shut down all four directions?
Yeah.
That's right. And they can just go.
That
During
should be
certain
that.
times of
The
of
something
this.
dance.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of turns for it. Thank you. That's
Pet
scramble.
scramble, yeah.
Yeah,
During the
Yeah,
lunch
the
hour.
pet scramble. During lunch hour, exactly.
yeah, that would be very helpful.
Put that in there.
Just
Yeah.
let
We're
all
looking-
this, all the kids crossed from 12:15 to 12:20.
Those groups are
And then come
huge.
back
Those
from
groups are
like-
huge. It's like
Yeah.
20 students sometimes on the corner. They're big.
And then they all have to come back at like 1:05, so 1:05 to 1:20 there.
They're all leaving school at the same time. They like line up.
The Safeway would kill us. Made it easier for them to all come here. They make ungodly.
business.
Yeah, they make ungodly amounts of money off this.
Sorry, I interrupted, but what's at the, okay, am I going
This one,
south? What's at the very south end of this?
in
Past,
here,
no, past Felice.
all the way down.
Yeah, yeah. But there's
Nothing-
also that funky, yeah, this is very funky too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
nothing too different, cause we know it's gonna be, so I had them, we'll take off the green, so it's more of just two-way scramble, just movement, hopefully. And then they added this median section as well.
Is that to slow down cars coming in?
Mhm,
Okay, that seems useful because they take that turn pretty fast.
yeah. Through all the movements here, but there's a lot.
Yeah, the one thing that you can't do is if you're coming this way, you can't continue this way. You have to turn right here unless you cut through this, which I've seen cars do. They cut through this little island piece.
I do that on a bike.
Yeah.
Just got to-
Yeah.
I think it's, yeah, I think, go for it on a bike.
Mhm.
Right, I'm gonna go back to Felice now. one of the trickier ideas here. So a through traffic diverter, we heard a lot of speeding concerns down this stretch. So if we kind of make it harder to just zip down it. So all the traffic, we're looking at even, it'd be just a one-way loop like this. It's only Dortha, this block is one way, and then out on Felice would be one way as well. That's not this plane yet. It kind of transitions into it eventually. But that would be part of it. But yeah, it forces everyone to turn on to Felice. There's no through movement here if you're coming in. And then this two ways, if you're northbound, it would force you into this right turn only scenario, and you have to turn right on Felice. So that's how these residents can get out still, except for buses. So this piece right here is intended, or no, this would be a no-go. Buses would still stage up here, and then they could turn left into that parking lot.
So how would bikes get through that?
They're on their two-way,
Oh,
like,
sorry, it's hard to see
Like
with the
Boulevard by
squiggly
now.
red line.
Watch this.
So where are you signaling to bikes that they need to cross to the entirely other side of the road? Like south of that?
yeah, not too far. Like
Cause that
just here,
that seems like where you'd get hit. There's no cars coming the other
But
way.
there-
No, but if you're cutting, so say a car's, I feel like if a car's behind you and you suddenly cut in front of them, you're taking the lane. It's a shared lane. Right, it just feels like that's an awkward transition. It's.
Yeah.
And is
Bit
anyone,
sharp.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's that's an awkward transition, that's all. Maybe you don't get hit, but that's to suddenly switch to the totally opposite side of the
Mhm.
road.
That's the hard thing with boulevards.
Yeah. Or, I can't totally see here, but there's housing here, right? Can anyone get out of like that little gap and be turning?
Yes, that's.
So then you could get hit there. Right?
I mean-
I mean, you could always get hit, but like that would be, is that a conflict point as well?
yeah.
From
I
right
think it's
there.
like
Mhm.
one resident, it's not like a
Yeah,
apartment complex.
Right.
One resident, I think. Like one driveway, I think is what that is.
okay.
I think so.
Cause I remember that there's all that like really dense housing, but I don't remember where it ends.
Yeah, it's like one
It's kind of
that.
driveway. It's like one, yeah.
And that part of the road is just one way for the cars.
For the last like 30 feet here. This part, is that which? But from this driveway, this person could go
Like that.
two-way.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
And then
got it.
Starting here, it's two-way for more.
Okay.
Now we're at there's like a quick center parking spot right here. So even that's gonna be really lightly used. Oh no, this is the one I was thinking of. So might be a little heavier, but not much. They had to be two-way from here south.
Is the parking going away there? Or that dotted, like there are
This
cars on
in
your
here.
edge? I'm assuming the parking's going away to
Yeah.
facilitate, okay.
Yes, and then it comes back here though.
Okay, once you're through that kind of interchange.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pretty quiet street, except I think it's school rush hour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know I've ridden that a few
Yeah.
times and it's really quiet.
Yeah, I just think you're gonna lose people at that if they have to go all the way across the street, like without any kind of visual.
Yeah, something to.
Yeah, it's fairly confusing. And based on my experience on campus, because there are a couple times on NAU's campus where you have to do that with bikes, people miss it pretty frequently. Like when you're really switching sides of the road.
So you're talking about the northbound bikes.
The
Okay.
northbound bikes, yeah, to be like, hey, actually, you need to go. What was, Yeah, something, I don't know what, but like otherwise, right, because you've been riding on that side of the road to avoid head-on traffic. So,
Yeah, you get.
That'd be the place to get on there, huh?
yeah,
Yeah,
Right
that,
here.
yeah, that's the intent, but yeah, I could see a lot of people ending up right here.
yeah, that's what I would
For
do,
sure.
because I would be like, I'm on the right side of the road. And then I could just see that happening based on
Maybe
what I
that
see
could
happening
be
on
a-
campus.
Bus, bike. Left turn.
Yeah. Telling.
Yeah, like a bus bike. left
Yeah,
turn.
that would, I think, be better. Just, I mean, I don't know. It just that, I don't know that people are gonna understand what to do there.
Unless there's like some sort of green paint like that you're following.
Even with it, I mean, also the green paint, like lifespan,
Right.
I don't know. Just like that's an unusual movement to ask of a cyclist to go to the opposite side of the road and to head on what was until recently head on traffic.
Easy way if you love bikes.
Just
Mike, is there any key ingredients I left out?
I think you've hit the majority of them. The only one that I would also mention is the speed humps on Isabel, and also we are proposing a speed hump on 6th on between Isabel and West. And that's to address some of those speed concerns that we were talking about.
on that like one block
Yep.
between,
Okay,
where would it be?
About in the middle.
Hi, guys, this is Kevin. So I'm confused about that speed hump. Can you zoom in a little? So are you saying that that speed hump is going to be on the bike lane too? Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Right, because there's not right, those drivers are riding on the speed hump themselves, is that right? The bikers?
yeah.
Yes.
I have to go up and over them as well. They're the larger ones, like in Boulder Point versus the parking lot ones that are the full on.
It's
Whack
to
your
slow down
tire.
the e-bikes, Kevin.
Right.
That's right, I'm going 40, you know. Okay, thank you.
So that we can't see anything, but see the full, see it all at once and none at all.
The wild area right there, just it's so different than anywhere else in town.
See, move to Sixth Ave. See what we're doing. Right. There it is.
Obviously, yeah. Needs no introduction.
Yeah.
There you go.
Then you'll need more
Comment.
context. So the west side
a
Safeway
fly
is
swat.
over here. Okay, so bringing this in as a four-way stop, this west and
That's
Sixth.
Okay.
Trying to create some protected intersection elements in here.
Can you do can you drop down on Google map real quick so I can just see?
Compared to existing, looking at.
I bike that probably like 2 times a week, that stretch of 6th.
Okay,
Yeah.
That-
I bike from 4th over to West.
You don't go over earlier. That's a comment we've gotten internally. It was how appealing Sixth is in general for biking, or if people just,
Well, there's a lower
Take
speed
all
limit
these out
because of
there.
the school, so I always pick it.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
right?
good to
Like,
know.
because people have to slow down near Killip.
Mhm.
Where would you think people would go? I mean, that's just where I go usually when I'm trying to get from like Cal Ranch basically to 66. I'll get out of the parking lot, turn left at the light so that I'm on Fourth for like a block, and then turn onto Sixth and take west to the 66 Futs.
Okay. Yeah,
And you cross at Arrowhead.
Yeah, I cross
That's,
the
I think, the
Arrowhead.
best crossing.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You actually hit the button and it changes pretty quick.
yep.
Yeah.
there's a lot of,
Yeah, the only downside is that the west bike lanes are always full of trash cans. But
especially south of
yeah.
Sixth, right?
But I think I use Sixth a lot. Get around there.
Okay. Yeah, so here's the existing, I can street view it too. Flashers, school.
Thank you. That was very helpful. I got confused for a minute, so thank you.
Just cruise towards the east here. The main idea of what we accomplished here is we took out the center turn lane. Gave that space to bike buffers and parkway, and even a little bit to sidewalk. The main idea, we left the bike lanes on the street primarily because there's so many driveways and the conflict points. You'd stay more visible out on the street, and with the speeds and a buffer, hopefully it's still comfortable enough. Any rounding errors, or by design, we gave the north side sidewalk more space because that's the side the school is on.
So then if you're a bike turning, just because this is, if you're turning left at west on a bike, you would just take the lane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or do a two-stage.
Yeah, I never do this, but yeah, theoretically one could.
You do those two-stage show turns all the time, don't you?
Mostly I take the lane.
Yeah.
Especially
At a stop sign.
Yeah, at a stop sign.
I can't think of the last time I two-stage left turn at a stop sign.
No.
We did this at a number of the intersections. So snuck back in a little median space, 6 feet, so it's enough to be a refuge. Then blocked some turning movements to avoid some of the cut through conflicts, the through movements. I think this is the traffic folks are leaning towards a different setup, less turn restrictions.
They want to allow traffic to be able to cut through
Yeah, and turn left.
and turn left.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what does the bike do if it wants to turn left there? At that dotted line, it goes in and takes the left lane, left lane Sharrow.
A west to south. I guess
Yeah,
you
I
would-
was just, if it's turning, yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
a two-stage.
Or at that dotted line, can it get over and just take the left lane and go down?
But the cars can't turn left.
Oh, that's a median there. Okay, sorry. I misunderstood that. Yeah.
That will not be the design. Up to debate.
Yeah.
But it's probably leaning towards not.
There's a lot of accidents, but is that why they put the restriction?
I think it was more about fewer turns or less demand, so an opportunity to sneak in these ideas where we can. It wouldn't take away something too many people need to do. It would add the safety for the others. That balance.
I'd seen this yet, or are they next? Because I feel like that would be interesting to hear their feedback. Because my experience on a bike is slightly different than walking around here, where I feel like turning traffic is, I would maybe be more concerned about. But also when I lived in this neighborhood, I would definitely, I mean, this is a minor use, but I would use those. These are pretty low traffic streets, and so they're pretty good for biking if you're trying to get, if you don't want to take west, for example, because that's higher traffic.
Mhm.
I used those streets more frequently if I wasn't like in a rush or was trying to go to like Wanderlust mostly. But
With this kind of going over to the crosswalk to then cross and kind of get back versus the straight shot, would that feel like a deterrent or towards what you want to do?
maybe a little bit or just confusing.
Mhm.
But again, I don't know how many people use those side streets in that way, and I would be curious to hear what the ped folks think, because I can't remember also where there are sidewalks and where there aren't on some of those streets, and so what the like foot traffic patterns are like. Might be more instructive than the bike traffic patterns.
Here we are with kind of the typical cross section for a couple blocks. Back here, this one's really offset, so there's an opportunity to still hold this idea because you could shrink these and still not block some other movements. But also create a little refuge area. For that north-south idea, we have it in the ATMP, this First Street, which then angles into Main, which then lines up with Grandview at the north. I can the zoom out. That one's been the one that's been identified a bit more for a bikeway. So it gets you all the way through, there's no dead ends. And then it lines up with Grandview up here too, so that crossing potentially too. So I've been looking at opportunities for enhanced crossing here for biking. I put in the suggestion of a toucan, a center loaded RFB, depending.
Do you see a lot of bikes over there right now?
Have any count numbers?
I'm just wondering, because I think usually when I lived on like Rose by the East Flag Library, I think I usually took one street to the, what would that be?
Go over to Third.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what I usually took. And that's where I saw most bicyclists go. But
sure.
that was before they redid Killet too. So, but yeah,
By coming from the Route 66 foots, you cross at Arrowhead.
yeah, and take
And so
west.
you'd have to have some other route coming over to the
Mhm.
east and then turn up.
Yeah,
I
but
usually just go straight, go over to Isabel and go up.
Interesting. Yeah, I would take like Third to Spruce to Maine, I think, go around that little park. Or maybe so, yeah.
In here.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, the idea is there's a crossing here to get to that 66 foots.
Yeah.
And then it's right in the middle. That's good. And this could have potential for a crossing because it connects
Yeah,
up into that neighborhood
it
too.
makes sense.
Yeah, I've heard third is more of in the context of an alternate to fourth. Oh,
That's what I've seen, but I couldn't say how many people are on first. Or like, would, if it was improved, more people might use it too, so.
yeah. Good. Some crossing options in here is part of it. And then we come out back into the median setup that's existing. Shifting the main school crossing to this side, so once you cross, you used to have a straight shot to the front door versus having to cross this driveway again.
That's much better.
Tim's idea.
Well, and also when you're out there, yeah, the turning traffic gets like super backed up right there too, so. When people are waiting to cross, it's like hard to find an opportunity for them to do that.
The little kiddos have to cross too many times.
Probably moving the bus stop from here to be far side over here. That would give a straight shot. If there's any school connection with that bus. And then it gets it out of the way of people going around the bus to make the right.
Mhm.
And, you know, all the conflicts
Yeah.
within this crossing as well, so. Looking at the same idea with this bus stop that is on Cedar now. This is the same exhibit that was used to Cedar, so the bike lane turns into a shared space for a little bit.
I've been paying attention to that now whenever I ride Cedar, and I don't run into buses there when I'm riding my bike, so it's,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
it works out well.
Get a unlucky timing once in a while, I'm
Maybe,
sure,
yeah,
but hopefully that just a little delay versus having to be in the lane or something.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I think it's a small enough city. It's not like there's buses coming every like 2 minutes to the stops or something.
Right, there's the big ones. I'll give Mike a chance, see if there was something else he wanted to touch on.
Thanks, Carlton. I think you've covered all of it.
Any other thoughts? The group?
The only thing I'd say is when I bike this, like I said, the school zone slows people down generally, so even if they speed up after, it's only for a few blocks, so I find it to be a pretty useful route. Get back to the 66. Most of the conflicts I've seen have been with turning traffic out of those like other side streets. In part because the stop, yeah, so like East Main, whatever. In part because they can't like always see, and so they pull pretty far forward frequently, or they roll the stop, which is classic driver behavior, but like those experientially, those have been my pain points on this street. Are those intersections.
I've experienced a lot of speeding.
Yeah,
I've observed a lot of speeding. on
it could also be the time when I'm there.
Or that I'm stopped and you're riding.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
So
It could be that.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure that there is, and they definitely do speed up after the school, but generally since the school is at least like a buffer, there's at least part of the street that, you know, in comparison to riding on Fourth, which is what I was doing immediately before, it feels like a picnic. So. Yeah, Fourth isn't great. Is there,
Hand on your T.
yeah.
Just once you're going there.
Is there speeding data? Like, has the neighborhood asked, or has there been just out of curiosity about like where people are speeding over here?
We got some counts
Yeah.
and data. See if Mike has that handier than me. Do you know the speed data on there, Mike?
I don't have it handy, but I can say that we did see some speeds that were higher than the posted speed limit.
Yeah.
And our intention with the pedestrian crossing islands, aside from providing spaces for pedestrians to cross 6th, is to also introduce some horizontal deflection in the vehicle path. So just make drivers more aware of the street that they're on and that they have to navigate these areas a little bit more carefully.
Yeah, and I think the narrowing is great because it's not like I've never seen speeding. I just think in comparison again to being on 4th, it doesn't feel as bad.
Yeah, when I was there yesterday, I think only one car, like there was a truck that passed me and he was definitely speeding though.
Yeah.
But, so not many cars, but they were speeding. And they didn't coal roll me, but they did the. Yep.
All right, we can jump to the next item if everyone's ready.
What do we got? Thanks for
Hanging in there and your feedback.
Thanks, everyone. I'm going to hop.
Yeah, Mike. See you on the next one.
See you.
There is an older funding source, 2004, that is specific towards foots easements or acquisition of land for foots that we've been using too slow.
Let's use it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So the problem of more money than we have ready to be spent on something. So we're trying to get that in gear a bit and figure out what we can use it for, what kind of projects. So I'll start. This is a map Martin made. It's a little dated already
Oh, this.
from 2022. This was the one, this is one that went to the council at one point. This was the first priority list. Oh, I know kind of zoomed out, but you guys probably know this city well enough. If there's any marks that jump out.
What's that Walnut Florence access right there?
Walnut, it's gonna happen someday.
Yeah, that one is.
Yeah, and if we need access, that seems like a
Fish.
priority.
What? Yeah, cause that's part of what project? Is that part of downtown?
Downtown Mile, which is the third rail track. So that one's moving. That'll be a great little one. So I think that one, there's not much for this one that we would need acquisitions for. So I can go back. I tried to organize some things that are kind of already have some momentum with some designs that would need some easements. We can go through them a little bit. Sawmill.
Pardon me, so this is just for acquisition?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And did we already look, like, all of the projects that are already in and maybe this is what you're telling me, all the projects that are already in motion, do they already have the land that they need?
No, these
No,
ones
okay,
that are in the red, that was my.
that's your, okay,
Yeah, my recent ad to try to organize,
your brain.
yeah.
Yeah.
How to spend this money. So Sawmill, we're trying to move on, if you guys know which one that is. It's this little piece that needs some acquisitions. Can show you this. This one has parcels, get aerial on too. So we're out behind the Sawmill. This development built a foots alongside where they're at. And it even wraps around and then dead ends. at this property. So the idea is it kind of, this is a big, really steep fill slope, so we can't just come down it. We would have to do some sort of switchbacking in there. The idea is to loop through these two properties. And then once we get to here, it's city. So then we're home free. So loop through these two, kind of like that is the idea. Stay down in here, cross the Rio, tie into Sinclair Wash. So that's the idea. We need these two properties to make it work.
Is that like where that CrossFit gym is, the red roof right there?
I think this red roof is the late for the train roasting.
Okay,
And this is a vet facility.
okay.
But you're,
Yeah, right area though.
yeah,
The emergency vet, I think.
Yeah. Will it connect? Like, could you go from, I think that's Alara right there, to the vet?
no, you'd be down the hill quite a bit
Okay.
there. Be coming down the hill and there's no real way back up the hill. There is a plan, it's a lower priority of, if I turn on the contours, it'll make
Yeah, that's.
sense. And let me know if it's too detailed or if it helps. But we'll be down below here. It's gonna feel pretty tough to get up there. There's an idea in the active transportation master plan, but it's a lower priority to run a separate foots kind of in this drainage, which would follow this property. It's a lot lower priority because it only provides access to this one dead end industrial-ish street. So it's a lot less bang for your buck. I think Martin even discussed with Late for the Train of trading this easement or abandoning this idea.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's popular or if that's where we'll move, but that even came up as an idea based on their priorities. If we could get this one by giving up this one, maybe.
I mean, there's not nobody that lives over in the Sawmill area, and then to get over to the vet and the gym and Warner's and stuff without having to go over Butler, it's would help
Stretch,
people
yeah.
walk.
This will be part of that separated bikeway until this driveway. Should be fairly comfortable till the last little second. That's one that we're trying to move forward. We have some internal plans I made, planning profiles, and we have funding for this year ready to go for it. That's one. I think yeah, with this, if there's just something else that jumps out at you guys that you think should get lifted in priority, let's talk about it. So I'm just trying to get some general feedback here.
Yeah, I'll always advocate for the Elks Lodge.
Okay, yeah,
And I guess, I don't know if everyone's familiar with that, but like, I guess my concern there is if we are crossing private land, if someone ever decides to shut that down. And to not allow people to pass through there.
Tell me more about that Elks Lodge, would you?
Like everyone who lives north, like in the, Cheshire, north area, we cut through this, like it's some gravel, some single track, some pavement even, and it takes you right out to the hospital. Or to North NoHo area, North Hospital area.
Yeah, it connects Eldon Lookout Road to that,
Yeah, that's a better description.
yes.
It's that paved road like above kind of the Elks?
So it's partly paved, but you also go across some private land
Okay,
where there's like a gravel road and some single track too.
okay.
You sort of have to follow somebody the first time to do it.
Yeah, there's some turns.
Yeah.
But it's basically a connector.
It is used a lot.
It's used a lot, like you probably, like if you, it's used by bikers, it's used by hikers, people walking their dogs, yeah. A lot. And it's not an issue right now because it's available and accessible, but if someone, there's some new homes going in there, like, I don't know if that's ever gonna become an issue.
It will.
It will, probably, huh?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
That's moving forward, with some of it. There's a water line project as part of it. We're trying to get a trail easement as we go. This is actually county land through most of it. But we've partnered, it's a city water line, so that's our involvement on it. So that one's on there and I'll just, I'll put in another vote for thing to chase that.
I know it's a more expensive one too, but.
Just so many little, it's like, yeah, you probably know.
Saying
In
it's a
here,
property across, yes.
there's this little cut through,
Yep.
you get on the road, so then this road doesn't actually have its own easement even. They need something
Yeah,
special,
yep, and then you get on single track in there.
single track, and then it's a different property.
But then there's actually like signs there that say like trail goes this, like it looks very official, but.
And this is museum, they're up for it. I think the existing trail goes through a cultural area. They'd like to reroute it a bit. So that should be doable, but all part of parts.
I mean, it makes so much more sense to preserve an existing thing rather than to create a new thing out of nothing when the property rights go away and, yeah.
So speaking of kind of this area, have we have any updates on the path from like the Mill Pond Village apartments that got cut off on like 66 and Brown Bag Burger? I mean, is there anything around there that because that's pretty deadly, that corner over there, that area.
It's a bummer. No updates.
Talking about Blackbird.
You in this area, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shifted the priority line instead of assuming use of the road. The priority line to try to get over to this
That would work.
eventual
Yeah.
foots. But this eventual foots is tied to the Rio project and that even this little cut through is a property thing, but maybe this is a property.
That's what I was wondering. Is there anything property wise that could help with that path?
Potentially, if you know this spot, there's some space between. So you could kind of do almost up with you looking sidewalk here. And wouldn't interfere with people pulling in and out of their driveways, and this is just such a quiet dead end street too. That there is potential there. I'll put that on.
Great, thank you.
One cut through.
I like that you have Highland Mesa on here. If you could specifically get the easement or the Boulder Point HOA, then I can quit the board of my HOA, because I'm only staying on until that easement gets signed. So.
On this piece and the through.
Yeah,
here.
right in there.
Yeah,
I just have to make sure my HOA doesn't screw it up, so.
okay, yeah,
You just
thanks.
make that a priority, that'd be great.
That one's moving pretty well. If you guys know the Parks and Rec,
Yeah.
they own this piece. So let's see, this might be cleaner. And click on properties better on this one. So they're looking to develop this whole piece as an active park. So that's shifting some things. This foots the idea is it'll come out here where it's at and then get up close to the road and follow the road instead of where it meanders through this area for now. And then it'll hit back to here and also loop back this way and do a switchback to get you down to Highland Avenue or McConnell. And yeah, a steep switchback, something like that. So yeah, I need some easements on this.
And Carlton, that's currently under design.
Yeah, thanks.
It's very preliminary, so we just got, I think, like the first concept. So Pros is reviewing it, and before we meet with the HOA, it's still under review.
Got an inside person on
Yeah.
it.
I wanna quit so bad. Martin's map does have a red dot, where he called it the southwest crossing, where it goes under the interstate. I don't know if what that dot is.
Right here?
Yeah, what does he wanna do there? Or did he?
Carlton, there isn't a ramp there. The
Mhm.
trail ends at the
Oh.
curb
I
and
think we
gutter.
talked about that before.
Yeah.
Curve.
There's no curb cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've also talked to ADOT about potentially getting a permit to allow us to pave the dirt section.
Between the.
Oh, that would be
between the
amazing.
Directions, yeah.
Amazing. So what property would we need to get? We don't know.
That's what that was my hesitation. Yeah, I knew that the ramp, it'd be nice to be able to get from this eastbound straight over there without going all the way around the median too. I think that's part of it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty steep. I don't think we can officially make anything. There's like a dirt path where people just do it now.
for sure. Like the Google
But they have to jump
Maps.
the curb.
Yeah, for those that are able.
Yeah, you could street view, yeah, right there.
See the sire lines.
Right.
I go up to like that driveway, turn around there, and then turn around over there. Yeah. A lot of extra biking. Very steep road.
It's like we sliced through this little piece of property. I didn't know that. So there's this house has a sliver. I wonder if that's what Martin was highlighting.
Oh, what a property line.
Go put a flower pot right
Yep.
here as you can.
I'm gonna put a Cincinnati Bengals flag right there.
Carlton, I don't know if you want to talk about the IGA we just did with ADOT for West Route 66.
Yeah, can you take that? Paul?
Yeah, if you
probably
could-
know
if
the
you-
details better, a lot better than me.
Yeah, if you can jump to that area. So ADOT approached us last year. They're doing a mill and overlay of Route 66. They're going to be doing it from Alvin Clark Boulevard by Timber Sky to Woodlands Village Drive. And then they're also going to be doing it from Humphreys to Fanning. So as part of the project, we asked them to do some foots improvements. And it really is a little bit expensive in a process to get ADOT to do the work. And what we settled on is they're gonna do an 8 foot trail from Railroad Springs to Woodlands Village Boulevard. And then they'll be doing they won't add another lane, but they're gonna be doing some additional pavement, curb and gutter and things like that. And then also, we're trying to get them to do, when they restriped the road and added some additional pavement, make a wider shoulder in areas for better, biking. I think that's more on the east or the west end of the project.
That's great infrastructure for a very busy roadway.
Yeah, so we just did the IGA, went to council on the 7th. And the reason it's only at 8 foots is that we have to stay out of all that property. We can't afford to be buying all the property needed. And then we are going to also look at some improvements at Route 66 and Schweitzer Canyon, where there's kind of a narrowing point of the foots. So we're gonna try to make that, improve that area a little bit. And then they were gonna do the work this summer, but we had them hold off because of the Route 66 Centennial Celebration stuff going on. So we'll be working with them over the next year on design, and then that work will start next late summer, fall of 27. So that is my update on that one.
A great update.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, and then also, have you guys talked about the Schweitzer Canyon Foots Trail that's under construction right now at all, Carlton?
I don't think we've touched base on it. Check it out. We got a 26 aerial.
Yeah, it's pretty much all done, but if you zoom in right there,
Just
there's a big retaining wall right where all those cars are parked. And that property owner was difficult to work with. They wanted us to rebuild the wall, rebuild everything, and it was going to be too expensive. So we worked with the property owner of the house that's in the picture. And we got an easement. We just recently got an easement across their property. So we're going to extend the concrete foots across their property. And it's gonna kind of double as a driveway for them as well as the foots. So that
on Terrace?
Yeah. So that's currently under design, and we'll try to get that constructed as soon as possible. But if you oops.
Oh,
And if-
yeah, what it connects to?
Yeah.
So it wraps around here. This is all done down here. If you remember, this was rough graded for years with this development. You could go up and then it kind of ended, but it's all finished out now. Where it's steep, it's concrete.
Little piece that goes up to Cherry Hill, that's done. Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's done too.
This
So if you
connectors too.
so
So it comes into here and then ties into the roundabout, and you can continue on other foots up this way and elsewhere.
Cool.
I've been taking that, like walking it because it's not done, but to get from Cherry Hill to Fry's. Very useful.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's very, very useful to like be able to get, because otherwise you have to go like all the way around.
So Carlton, I'm trying to think of some other projects. We're gonna talk about, the piece we couldn't do with ADOT, which was too expensive. The piece from Ponderosa to like First Avenue. We're gonna talk about initiating that project. getting rid of the foots along Route 66 and then kind of putting it where that service, I don't know if it's a service road or what it is, but getting it away from right next to the road.
Oh, that's always nice.
If you look in here.
Oh, yeah,
mention
you can
extender out
see
there.
it from the trail. Yeah, I've always wondered what that was.
It was
Yeah,
rough.
we were gonna do it with ADOT, but it was just too expensive to do it with them.
It'll go along that whole stretch right there?
Yeah, yeah. all the
Yeah,
way-
then it'll tie back in down here. Yeah,
Oh, man.
sorry. I can see your arrow, but you can't see mine.
So are you keeping the funds where it is now and adding that?
No, we would demo it.
Okay, so there wouldn't be a sidewalk there.
Correct.
That section too got damaged during, I think it's that section got damaged during some of it that's right up against the roadway got damaged during the floods a few years back when there was all
Yeah,
that.
it's in bad shape. That's one of the reasons we wanted to do it.
There's like,
where Kevin said there's a huge
yeah, which also after Kevin said that, I wrote it and it's gone down now, but it was like, yeah, he was right.
Yeah, it just magically went back down again, didn't it?
Yeah.
So weird.
So I
Yeah.
didn't submit anything because it was not broken when I wrote it again.
Yeah,
And-
the land just popped up and yeah.
Carlton, can you go over to Lake Mary Road? And the road name is Wallapai. It's the Chevron station.
Mhm.
So we haven't started designing the piece that we just talked about on West Route 66. And then we haven't started yet, but we're going to be doing like a rapid flashing beacon crossing of Lake Mary Road around Wallapai,
Good.
where that foot's kind of stops.
Bring the foots into more of the intersection here.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Opportunity.
Great.
So that's one of the projects that was in this year's budget that just got approved by council. And we want to do one by the fire station, but it's a little more difficult by the fire station further down Lake Mary Road. So this is kind of like one we can do fairly easily.
Next one I had on the list for related to getting property is this Sinclair Ridge Trail connection. So it comes up through here, the newer part of University Heights and dead ends. Try to get it to pop over to Bay Miguel. That's the main part we're looking to do right now is just this piece. Just that little connection. So we would need some easements in here, hopefully this property owner. I think we could do. So we're sitting on some internally made concept plans. And we've talked to this property owner. We haven't shown any numbers or discussed any numbers yet, but that would be on that list for the 2004 bond stuff as something going forward. We have capital funding for it as well, queued up.
What's the Schultz Y trailhead?
I don't know all the moving parts there. That had stopped and started. I think we have most of it that we need. This is a park owned by Bros now, the parks. I forget, I've lost track of if we still need this piece or not, actually. Don't need any acquisitions.
Oh, we've got all that money, just buy it.
This one has to do with all these property owners own all the way across the
Oh,
road.
no way.
So this is used real popular
Yep.
informally, but technically all, the road isn't a full right of way.
Wow. The road or the path alongside the road?
Both, yeah.
Really? Did the property owners know? Shh. We'll keep that on the down low.
Oh, wow.
And I- Yeah, no. No reason it shows up. I don't know all the details in there that, I just kind of know that at that high level. But that's what that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's
is.
kind of a big problem with the trailhead parking lot being at the Y.
So for all the people who live further down that way.
Picnics, yeah. So I'll just put a barricade. and-
Yeah, the big stuff.
They can't get out. Yeah, there's no other way out.
I think we have what we need in here now, and not the open space crews moving on it.
Yeah, it's been completely redone in that area.
Mhm. Country Club Foots is one we're moving with a little bit. Show you that.
Yeah, I think I know where you're talking about for this. And I just rode there yesterday also, and I saw someone coming from, I don't know what he was doing, but he was walking like along the road with golf clubs.
Okay.
He probably used a bus trail.
Yeah.
I think,
This one, this is a Foots, the dead ends here. I'd like to get it through here. The idea that, so this one is, I've sketched up something, we've showed it to the HOA. They weren't clamoring to give us an easement. We'll show another option. So the option A was it came down here and then after the Rio crossing, so we wouldn't want to redo that culvert. After the Rio crossing, it could loop into here and then stay outside the trees and then plant a whole nother row of trees. So it would be in a canopy on both sides between the driving range and then these trees that exist and then pop back out. So the reason for this moving forward at all right now, or the connection is there's a roundabout project that's also moving forward. So if we can time it with that, connect with that. So this will be a roundabout in here. And then the option is I'd like the puts to connect to here. And then the easement that maybe we could use that old bond funds for would be to swing it out and preserve the trees. Give a nice buffer. If you guys are familiar out here, there's a couple foot grade break too, so that would put the trail down lower and kind of also separate it from the road a bit.
And there's stuff going in down, if you keep going on this road, right, like out there, right? Isn't there stuff going on? Is there more construction planned out here in this area?
Like big time,
is that Forest Service?
this is state land that is, I believe, going to auction. I know they're starting to talk about it going to auction in the fall or so. But there's some movement on this state land getting sold and then it's in the urban growth boundary, so Butler,
It could be developed in the
Yeah.
future.
Butler dead ends into it, so it was planned around getting serviced, so yeah, this is potentially moving a bit. So we'll spend all our money here fast. Quit dilly-dallying. Here's the full map. But yeah, if anything else really jumps out. if we have some lists of any priorities. Let me know.
Is that red on Route 66 what, Paul was talking about ADOT doing?
This,
No, like
Here?
further,
oh, that's up north of the railroad. Let's see. No trail, so 66 is down
Okay.
here. So this was more of a single track, probably ridden it.
Yeah.
It's or yeah, it's more of a recreation
Yep.
trail idea. Where you have that.
I think like that's kind of loose gravel, and there's a little bit of a hill there, like after you hop down from, is that Tunnel Trail?
I think the idea actually, Martin's idea is to shift it onto observatory land instead of railroad land and get an easement from them. It'd be more of a, it's a recreational trail easement. There's a lot moving forward on the observatory Mesa trails. I haven't got a real recent update, but I can talk to Open Space and see if this is on their radar too. And do it with the Mesa trails
Right.
versus doing it as a full foot potentially.
What's this little dot next to NAU? We already looked at that one?
Oh, we haven't today. We already have the rights to that one, but that one is moving forward. That's gonna be a cool connection. Again, it's funded within this coming year for design. So we are. Must be.
We talked about this, yeah. That's
Yeah,
a
there we go. We
great
have it.
idea.
Yeah, we have the easement we need. So we can take a trail up through here, zigzag through here and then pop out. So it'll connect, if you know the grading here, there's multiple feet in here, but if we wrap around here, we can get up at a reasonable grade and tie in by about here. And then that would connect all this to campus.
Yeah, I really like that because it gives bikers a shortcut, and I think it's always good to encourage biking to shortcuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one we're sitting on 30% plans. We need to get another contract and move it to full construction plans and then we have the funds queued up right into construction even too. It looks like that map's outdated. I knew we had the easement already, but I didn't know it was that fresh. It's post 22. Martin made that map. That's good. We have this too. There was an option where an easement along here would have been potentially easier terrain wise, but we're able to get around it. So I don't think we'll chase that easement. For time, you guys ready to move to the discussion C?
Paiute?
Can I just say that it's misspelled? And I know how to spell every tribe in the US. Just saying.
Okay. There will be a test.
An anthropology degree.
Is this,
PAIUTE,
is the agenda misspelled or is the street misspelled?
agenda.
Oh, okay.
Streets misspelled.
Yeah, the street's misspelled.
Yeah. I thought I referenced the street because I was like, how do I spell it?
IUTE.
Yeah,
Okay, oh, cool.
Oh, the
Interesting.
city needs to fix that.
yeah, you fix the
Yeah.
street name.
I don't know enough Paiutes in this town. But yeah, it is misspelled. I was joking about that, knowing all the spellings.
But no, that's amazing that that happened. Like,
Checks out.
yeah. Oh, we didn't expect them.
Who is coming like? I know I'm a bad speller, so I went to write it and I was like, I better reference the street name. I had it open and I was.
Google Maps.
I guess my question about this is, has like that neighborhood had input on this plan?
We're about to go out with a door hanger,
Oh,
so
okay,
let
cool.
me
What is the,
open that.
Oh, yeah. I looked at it.
what's an advice?
And I
oh,
wrote it
didn't
this
look at
morning.
Yeah,
and I was
okay.
like,
So
as long as they're okay with it, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
they repaved it, so it's brand new pavement. As just kind of an opportunity to put a little bit of striping. I think some parking striping had come up already because the park's there and it can get busy. So then this idea came up as just more of an experiment than probably the highest demand street for this facility type, but there's an opportunity. There's gonna be some painting going on and it's brand new pavement. So we were looking at trying out an advisory bike lane through here. Has anyone ridden one of those before?
No, I don't, what is an advisory? It's just like, this is what we're suggesting to you? Is that what it means?
Yes. So it has a bike lane on each side. The bike lane is a normal bike lane width. And then it has more of a shared car lane in between that isn't wide enough for two cars.
Huh.
So it has to be on low volume streets. And when there's two cars going opposite directions, they veer into the bike lane. But then they come back out and use their kind of, it's like a single lane.
You guys talked about doing this on Santa Fe over by Thorpe Park, which is absolutely not a low volume street. It's like very highly trafficked. And I remember that when we talked about it, it was just like, hell no, terrible idea. I think was the general consensus at the time. I don't know, maybe it would work in this neighborhood though.
Yeah, when I wrote it today, I didn't see a single car driving on the road. But the cars yield to bikes, is that what I read in the fine print?
Mm-hmm.
As long as the cars know that.
This is the main, yeah,
Always a challenge.
always yield to bike.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yes, this is,
Oh, so that's the signage.
yeah,
Got it.
it's the main sign.
Do we have this anywhere else in the city?
Mm-mm.
Then I think we should do it.
I think as long as the neighbors are okay,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, they'll still have parking on both sides of the street, which I'm guessing that's important to them.
Well, just because I feel like more types of varied bike infrastructure would be helpful to see what works and doesn't work in which applications, to Daniel's point, to be like, if this works for a low traffic street, could you replicate it on other low traffic streets and try to remind people that actually bikes are allowed to be in the road? You should not hit them. Or pass them unsafely.
And there really weren't even that many homes on that street, maybe 5. It's only on the one side, the park's on the other side.
Yeah.
Paint it so.
Work.
Maybe,
Okay, there's more than 5, but.
well, but yeah, still pretty low. And then the park has some high parking demand once in a while.
Right.
The tree park.
Mm-hmm.
And those
The lanes are
concerts.
just indicating basically, right? Like effectively, if you didn't have the lanes, that's still where the bikes should be. And that's still
Mm-hmm.
more or less what the cars should do. I mean,
I think
you
it'll
bump
push
the cars
the
in
cars,
centrally a bit.
yeah. So instead of sharing the space and the cars are a little shifted to the right, or I mean, the bikes are a little shifted to the right, the vehicles will shift further to the left and then have that space, and so less conflict until there's a second car coming the other direction.
which I would imagine would, I don't know if there are speeding concerns or anything, but would address any kind of safety or speeding concerns there.
I think that's a little bit of it too. We had a little more striping and kind of that busyness.
Mhm.
Cause the pavement section's a little wider than it needs to be.
Yeah, there was a lot of pavement.
Mhm. A lot more to just move the curb, so. Try some stuff.
Yeah, actually, I did, I know one of these people who owns one of these houses. I'll talk to them. See what they think. They've been there for a long time,
Okay,
as you can imagine.
yeah, those don't turn over when you're right by the tree park, right?
No,
It's a
really don't.
in demand spot.
Oh, wait, I was just talking to someone about this and they were saying that they feel like that whole area is super unsafe and they wish the city would do some more. I didn't realize we were at the tree park.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought we were over by Lake Mary. There's like no sidewalks over here either, is what was being brought up to me. And so people were saying that even though there's a park where people go to recreate, there's limited infrastructure, at least on one side of the street to get you there. And that kids are like just constantly in the road and that they were thinking about putting up traffic cones to just get the cars to slow down because they've watched like dogs run into the road and almost get hit. Because the dogs are at the park, but they can't get over there, so.
Yeah.
They just did this, tore the street up and put in curbs and sidewalks on some of it, didn't they?
This one, I guess I haven't been out there. I think it was
Yeah,
just a.
Streets and roads was working up there. I got
and
phone
the
calls.
strange thing is like on the northwest end of it, there's like a couple houses where they didn't put the sidewalk. The
Oh,
rest of-
really?
On the north side, the rest of this, cause I cut through that neighborhood.
Does look like.
Yeah, but so this is too old to show.
2026.
Yeah.
This is January.
But, yeah, I mean, it just
Construction.
happened.
Yeah.
Mhm. I didn't know they redid some of the curbing. I'll go check it out. I thought it was just a asphalt project.
I think there was sewer and water stuff too.
Oh, streets.
Okay,
stuff.
yeah.
Street stuff, there's a lot of digging that's on it.
Yeah, there's trees on my road.
I was getting phone calls because they were starting at 6 a.m. instead of the standard 7. Some guy was like, was disrupting my day, my work day.
There's our little striping project idea though. Kind of a pilot.
And it'll be a posted sign with instructions.
These
Yes.
instructions, yep. That'll be at the start of each direction.
I agree with Sam. Try it. If the neighbors are okay with it, then.
Well, I also think at some point, like, people don't like change. And so if you change something, they don't like it until they like it, like until you do it and they've lived with it for a little while and they're like, actually, I don't hate this as much as I thought I would, which is why I think you should just do it. Because we've had city goals going back to 1973 saying that we are going to build infrastructure for bicyclists. And then we don't, because people get upset about mostly parking, but the parking is preserved here, so there's not even that objection. You know, and there's been like shifts. The council has said since 1987 that they were going to put pedestrians and bicyclists and the needs of people above the needs of cars, and they don't. So I think you should do it. That's my soapbox.
Yeah, I agree. That sounds great.
This point.
All right. Good.
Do it.
Back.
Good.
Bye.
Buy the
Thanks,
land
guys.
tomorrow. 'Cause we have money.
It's like, it's quite a bit of money. Didn't it say like $2 million?
Which one for this?
No,
rebate?
for the easements.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, $2.2 million. And then because it's so old, there's 800,000 might go towards some unrelated matching for a grant. So we gotta get on it before people start stealing all our money.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
okay.
depending on what grant it is.
Mhm.
Does,
Yeah, it might be a good one too, but.
so that makes like 1.2 million left. Does that cover like all those tier one projects?
Most of them. Yeah.
Do it. Yeah.
Yeah, do you want us to vote? Yeah.
I write the check,
Yeah.
like, can we do it tomorrow?
Yeah, to see if there was an order that I was missing. I think we got a couple. Elks Lodge, I don't think it was that as high.
We haven't voted on anything all day.
No.
We voted to rename the Paiute.
According to city meeting guidelines, it should have been an action item listed in our agenda.
Yeah, we can't vote unless we can have a vote, but it doesn't mean anything.
Will anyone care?
Well, that's the hard part with this 2-month cadence. It's like, is there anything you guys want to vote on in 2 months? Let me know.
Right. Yeah,
We gotta put it on an agenda.
yeah.
Okay, so it seems like everybody's been little busybodies. Am I missing, is there a place where like, hey, we did this Futz trail? Like, where are the announcements? Where's the Twitter for like places I need to go check out new Futz trails that finally got done?
Windsor Canyon one, have you checked that one out?
Okay, I have not, but I will now.
Okay.
Okay.
No, but that's a really good point. Like, I think the community would be excited and like, oh, the city's doing stuff. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys
That'd
got.
make you guys look good.
No, we got Instagrams for the city. Let's put them on.
When was it, Carlton? We got that Bike America Award and stuff last year.
Yeah.
And I sent it to the PR lady, I don't know, 6 months ago,
Oh, really?
like right after Martin left. Nothing. I didn't hear anything back. I didn't hear an okay. We'll get to it later. So I tried to promote. So I don't know. Maybe we can get Paul to nudge people.
Get more promotions.
Yeah, let's.
Can we promote as our group?
We have to go through public affairs.
Yeah, I don't think we can. I mean, you could tell your friends. We can all tell our
Tag
friends.
city,
But it doesn't make the
Flagstaff
city look good. I mean,
No.
really, these things make the city look good. So, should be.
Right.
It's true.
Do your own post that goes viral.
And then the city tags you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are these reports? Do we need to do anything with this?
Let's at least hit
Reports?
the first one. Oh, Woodlands Boulevard, I looked up, so next fiscal year, we have some capital funds starting for Woodlands. But Sam wanted to talk about some.
I mean, so I had to bike to ADOT, which felt
Yeah,
to
there's
the
no bike lane.
to the MVD, which felt very ironic. Since I don't drive a car, but I still have a license. Anyway, yeah, there's no bike lane at all on either side, and it's 4 lanes of traffic, 40-mile-per-hour speeds, and
And it's actually like it's a road that I find myself getting stuck on sometimes when I need to get someplace.
correct. Yeah, if you're
Yeah,
trying to.
it's a shit show, right? It's really deadly. Yeah.
Really bad. And so what I see, like, there's a lot of services over there. I think I've said this before in a BAC meeting because my eye doctor was over there. There's medical supplies, there's the
Yeah.
DMV, there's other things that are along that road and people are just biking on the
Our
sidewalk.
dentist is.
Yeah.
Huge sidewalk, not a whole lot of people walking on the sidewalk.
No, I've mostly seen, I mean, I've seen a few people walking, but I've mostly seen cyclists, like,
And pretty good
See
grade
students.
changes there
Yes.
too. I mean, pretty hilly.
yeah. So I took this, like, I took the very nice underpass by Target and was like, la la la, everything's going fine. And then I hit Woodlands. I was like, this is horrible.
A different universe.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to talk about it because I was like, is anything going in over there? Because it is a pretty big, there's like all the housing over there. A lot of students live in that area.
Mhm.
And like now it's fairly nice to get, there's a pretty nice way to get to the south side of campus. But if you wanted to go either direction to go to the grocery store or anything like that, you can't unless you're on
Yeah.
people are just on the sidewalk or any of the restaurants over there.
Yeah, the money I cited was, it's more specific to the crossing over near
Oh.
Beulah.
Okay.
So there isn't anything moving for, as kind of a longitudinal improvement on that street.
But it's a city
So-
street, right? It's not like an ADOT, we don't have to.
Yeah, the ATMP, I think, calls out something. It's either a foot's on one side or separated bikeways, but it's a lower priority, like there's nothing in the capital, but we can reevaluate that.
I think it's University that crosses it there by, Home Depot, the back
Yeah.
corner of it.
It is.
That intersection floods a lot. Just,
Oh, interesting.
yeah, that's an easy way in to go, back way in the Gore when it's winter and there's a lot, usually an icy spot there. And then monsoon season, that intersection, there's corners that are flooded.
I think you're identifying a problem area that probably we should move up the priority list. Because it is, widely used corridor.
And it's, yeah, there's not really anything else
There's just like nothing
that takes you kind of north-south.
Yeah, there's no alternatives.
Beulah.
There's no alternatives.
to stay on that side of town. And there's not even like a lane, on the high-speed road. You're just, I guess, either riding to the right or taking the lane
Or the sidewalk.
or the sidewalk, which is what I saw people doing, obviously, because it's intimidating to take a lane on a 40-mile-per-hour road.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah, that eastern sidewalk is wider.
Yeah.
I almost died several times.
Sidewalks on that too, between University and Plaza is
Yeah.
kind of part of my commute. Let's,
Yeah, can we put that on the agenda for next?
yeah,
Time that they can
ATMP
do that.
has separated bikeway.
Oh, is that the long-term plan?
Mm-hmm.
But that's low priority. So that's
Yeah.
like in our
Yes.
15-year, 20-year.
That's
Horizon.
unfunded right now. I think the conflict points make it a decent candidate, right?
It just seems
It
funny
doesn't-
to invest so much in university and then to cut off the north-south. To make it, that's like, because also what's the other north-south for, I guess there's Beulah and that's Milton, right? And
Yeah,
like,
Milton's.
that's worse, but And there's been so much like retail development along Woodland in the past, I don't know, 10 years, like all those restaurants have gone in and the new shopping plazas.
Deli Palace.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, like all that stuff. And there's like really, yeah,
We have some good stretches, like this whole stretch as a separated bikeway could be
mhm.
a great facility choice, right?
No, it gets Sam right to the MPD.
Yeah, for when I need to go there again.
Have it ready for your next time.
Yeah, but I just think like there's a lot of apartments behind there, right? And if you think about like people who are trying to commute to, let's say NAU or like downtown, right? They're probably gonna take you, I mean, if they're in the apartments, I guess they could take Forest Meadows up to University. But it's weird to cut off access to all the restaurants and the shopping, like the Walmart, like if you're a student over there, that's where you're gonna wanna go is to that Bashas' and Walmart, right? Like, how are you gonna get there? It's also hard for me to get to Staples while I'm talking about personal complaints.
Drive to see.
It's hard to, yeah.
So you were talking about Woodland Boulevard? What were you talking about?
And it's.
That it's garbage, just that's it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I said wanted to talk
I
about
just
garbage.
Yeah, well, just like any street where like there's probably, where it is really the only corridor and there's no bike facility, like not a bad bike facility, nothing. there's just a sidewalk, you know? And I can't think of, I mean, I'm probably missing some, but like, it's unusual for there to be like really truly nothing.
Nothing,
It's like
yeah.
Milton at least has the terrible shoulder. Woodlands doesn't even have a terrible shoulder.
It's like,
The credit union.
yeah. Across the street from.
McConnell has like the terrible bike lane. Woodlands doesn't have anything.
Lots.
That's how I know if it's been raining is when I go by that intersection.
I know.
Oh, it did
I'm
rain
just like-
today.
I'm getting through there in the morning. In the winter, yeah.
Yep.
And I'm just like,
I get
don't go
that
down.
too.
Mhm.
I think it's where the car wash water pools too.
It's been doing it before the car wash.
Mm-hmm.
When it was it before? An oil change?
Different car wash.
Oh.
I go there for the free vacuum.
They have free vacuums?
They have. And they even have like rags that you can use to like wipe down the inside. Anyhow.
There are bus stops along Woodlands too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's, to me, I just was thinking about it because I was like, oh, this is worse than many other streets. In terms of, you know, it doesn't have any of the other excuses of being like an ADOT road or anything like that. And there's just like no facilities.
When I was in college, fucking 90s, and then maybe 10 or 15 years ago, people got hit on bikes at that intersection.
Yeah.
University or
In Woodlands, that
Yeah.
exact intersection. Sorry.
The history of it, some fun history maybe. This was all a specific planned area when it was cool to do a wider sidewalk on just one side. So that's why we have an 8-foot sidewalk with a little meandering on one side and then a retrofitted sidewalk that came years later.
Interesting.
Because people were like, well, we need the other side too. Don't just double one side and can't get to places. That was the approach at one point.
It's really nice that there's a curb cut, by Home Depot when Plaza comes up. Like if you're coming. Cause I just like sprint
This big one?
across right there. No, there's one even like
Oh, yeah.
right, yeah.
Yep.
Otherwise, like you would have to take the lane. Like you can at least get on the sidewalk when you cross there.
You sprint across here on your bike.
I do.
yeah, that is wild.
Depending on the conditions.
Yeah.
And if I have my kid with me, I don't do it, but I'll like take the sidewalk up to
Yeah,
University.
that's a difficult area right there.
I take this sidewalk.
Yeah, can you dig out next time what it says in the AMTP
Oh, yeah, I got,
about what we're doing long term on that?
you got it, yeah,
You have
I
it?
pulled it up.
Oh,
Yep, so we got this and dark red thing, separated horizontal. So it's separated bikeway. Parkway, 11 foot of concrete.
Is it lower
Maybe
priority
idea.
because you don't have the land? Like, is it lower priority because it's harder, or is it lower priority because the need was felt to be less? Cause it's, I can't like accurately say where the need is highest, but is there an opportunity to do like some interim infrastructure there? Like a painted lane until you get this separated?
Don't think there's width,
No.
yeah, with the medians too, already in there. But we can check. See. All these lines have tons of fun Martin treasures. Times this whole thing times out and I can't click anymore. I can zoom, but anyway, I'll check it out. See if it has some priority stuff.
Yeah, I would
happens
just
in there,
be
but that's the idea.
interested because it.
Let's put on the agenda.
Yeah,
Time too, to talk further about it, and you could do a little bit of digging. Or one of your army of interns.
Okay. Let me skip to the Humphreys Fine crossing. We talked with Mountain Line on it,
Yeah.
so we're still moving on that. I got
High
a,
school.
yeah. We're still looking at a crossing here. The latest little progress, little bit by bit, was, the bus stop is here on Hunt for southbound. But we'd want to consolidate as many crossers as we could into one. And Mountain Line is open to moving the bus stop down to Fine. And then that way
that'd be great.
everyone using the bus is queued up right in line with Fine and our crossing. So that's the latest on that.
Okay. Yeah. I like it. So we didn't have a transportation meeting last,
June, yeah, they canceled it.
so that did not happen
That'll be one next.
next month. Who was gonna go to that?
I'm happy to go since
You missed this one, now you're gonna go to this one, or you missed the last one? Now you're-
Yeah.
Okay, excellent,
Yeah.
excellent, thank you, appreciate that. Anything you guys wanna see on the agenda next time?
That was my thing is Woodlands.
Woodlands, I
Yeah.
like it.
Carlton, is it easy to identify any other streets in the city that have like absolutely no bike facilities?
I could just surf around.
I would just be
Probably
curious.
just be a handful of there's only so many arterials.
That's what I was
really
thinking,
that
like
are
residential streets,
worth
obviously,
checking.
whatever, but yeah, I would love to know that.
Yeah, that's interesting to think about, like what areas have nothing, because
Yeah.
most areas have something.
Have something, yeah. And again, I was thinking about it because I was like, well, this is the only way I can get to the DMV. There's no other option except for me to get in this road.
I'm sure you were like,
Hey guys, on Country Club, that path you're talking about by the golf course there, that range, right when you pass that area, there's a spot that has absolutely no bike lanes and a lot of traffic. So for about 50 to 100 feet, it's a pretty dangerous intersection. And I ride it multiple times a day. So if you want to pull it up on a map real quick, I can show you what I'm talking about. It's just a little section right about that roundabout that you're going to be working on.
Down in here,
Let's see, where's the driving range for that?
Oh, I know what
Oh,
you're
there it
talking.
is.
Yeah, it just goes away.
Yeah, Club Wyndham, right there, right where it says Club Wyndham Flagstaff, right there. Immediately, everything goes away, is small. There are tons of cars going, a lot of, so this section here, yeah,
yeah,
is pretty.
Yeah, Harry.
Then you get a bike lane. Then you get the bike lane from after you pass Bear Paw there. A bike lane shows up.
just that one little stretch, huh?
Yeah, just that one little stretch. So what I wanted to just kind of nudge is if you're working, and even if it was just really just from Wyndham Flagstaff to that par 3 course, it's kind of a grade enough that no one sees you, and so cars that it's just a dangerous spot, even that 50 to 100 foot spot there. So. So for anyone who wants to, drive it, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, but
Yeah, the grade will get addressed with the roundabout, but the lack of bike lane might not.
okay. Yeah, just wanted to bring it up, so.
Yeah, thanks. And maybe we got a little scope creep if we're doing the driving range part, we could extend down the R3. I'll ask.
Yes, to get to your question, I'm looking at the 2024 FUTS map and everything that he has labeled as ride with caution is
Mhm.
like a good way to be like, what do we have nothing for?
Yeah,
So it's like Butler, Lake and Drive, which we have since addressed.
yeah, I wrote that the other
Humphreys,
week and I
yeah.
was happy about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Add that to the
Yeah,
Good job.
the Twitter account.
Yeah.
that doesn't exist.
Which one was that?
Lake and Drive.
Lake and,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah. That, I mean, that's just a good way to be like, where is there nothing is where Martin put it in red as
Yeah.
caution.
Yeah, I would just be curious again, because since I only have my bike and I think about trying to get to like, if, I'm never gonna go to that Bashes or to Delhi Palace because I can't get there except on the sidewalk, or
You
something.
gotta go to Delhi Palace.
Yeah, I've been, I'm just saying, I'm never riding my bike there. I'm hitching a ride there because it's, I'm not gonna go on my bike and thinking about like services that you have to get to on a bike if you're a person who's only riding a bike, which I am pretty much. What could you not get to? What could you not do? Because there's literally no infrastructure. So you couldn't do it without doing something, technically legal, but frowned upon, like riding the sidewalk.
anything else that you guys can think of for the agenda for next time?
And now that I thought about it, the June transportation meeting was canceled. So there
Yeah.
wasn't any,
No,
yeah.
that's why I didn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's going to the next one. The next one is July, no,
August,
August 5th, and then we're meeting September 17th.
they meet even months.
And the idea is we lead into them with any action items, but they didn't have anything they were gonna vote on, so just inserted some general feedback stuff for you guys to talk about.
Okay.
So they haven't met for 4 months. If they meet every other month.
Yeah, well,
You want me to send their last meeting minutes? From April?
I think someone went to that one.
Yeah.
I think we were there. I think we've got the general gist of what happened on that one.
See who was there.
I think that was the one I did and gave updates on, right?
Yeah, that
You
sounds
did.
right. Yeah.
That was you, yes.
Yeah, that was you, Kevin. Thank you again.
No problem.
And maybe we should put on agenda the best place for a ped scramble in Flagstaff. So put it on the agenda for next time. I have done one of those. Has anybody else done one of those?
Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
there's one right by where my brother lives in Somerville. They
Okay.
have a bunch of them, yeah, right by the bike path also, which is a very nice bike path.
What is it?
When all 4 crosswalks all turn to walk and all the cars are stopped and you can go
Where
Oh,
diagonally
across
across the.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
or
what-
like
oh,
whichever direction you need,
I got it.
yeah.
I
Do
got
you
it.
have to push a button? Do you have to, like,
Seems like it's
Or-
timed.
I think they're timed, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
maybe
Laguna Beach
either.
has them too.
Yeah, I did want to San Francisco. That's where I
Yeah.
thought.
I did one in Denver right by my graduate building a lot, but both streets were so quiet. It just made me have to wait longer, honestly, because I rarely cross diagonal, just needed to get across one side. And so you'd have to wait an extra cycle length to get your turn. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, but I think at Coconino, that would be a pretty darn good, especially with cool school sessions, you know?
yeah,
At lunch, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe just at lunch. I don't know if after school, if the kids go to Safeway.
Yeah, I would say before lunch and after, right? Even if we could program them.
We're thinking through a lot of stuff in that intersection, even another roundabout.
Yep. I saw a
like
meme
that
the other
idea.
day that was just like, what city of Flagstaff wants to do the downtown? And it was like, just roundabout. The whole thing was roundabouts.
I like it because you're coming in, if you're coming in from the west, you're on this kind of high speed, wide open. Then it turns into a very urban street, so the roundabout would be that signal and force you to, change your
Slow
character,
down.
yeah. Could provide some U-turn opportunities and we could restrict turns between the roundabouts. That could help with some crossings. My brainstorming.
I do like a ped scramble though, because then you can let all
Yeah.
20 students cross at once.
Oh,
Like the
yeah.
whole
They go
group,
diagonal
yeah, they can just
too,
all
so-
go, yeah.
I mean, the perfect road, I like a tunnel, but.
For sure.
Or a bridge. I do like roundabouts. Although yesterday I was doing the Fourth and Cedar roundabout and there were two cars behind me and I took the full lane to enter into the roundabout, like I should, like.
Mhm.
And the car behind me was so wonderful and they like were slow and didn't try to like pass me and get there ahead. The car behind them was like
Was
really
pissed,
angry
yeah.
and was like honking their horn at the car.
Oh, God.
The car right behind me, like to the point that I thought maybe there was gonna be some sort of road rage incident, like as we exited the roundabout, I like popped on the sidewalk, cause I was like, these people are
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have to figure
yeah.
out what's going on. And then they both, like I was going straight on Cedar and they both went, is it down Fourth?
Oh, man.
Just the fun stuff that we
Oh, I
deal
know.
with every day.
I know. It's a zoo out there. Okay, I'm gonna call it. What time we got? 6:45? Yeah, I think I can call it. Adjourned. Thank you, guys. See you next time.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. I learned from you every day.
Aw.